We are in the week of exploration because Niantic has just launched a brand new game coming soon. Not only is it coming soon with Peridot, it's also coming soon with a brand new Marvel Capcom collaboration called Monster Hunter. Yes, so there is another game coming out by Niantic Labs, and the reason why I'm covering that is not because I'm one that's going to be going to jump onto this game, but we are going to look a little bit in depth as far as what this could mean for Pokemon Go, why we may see things coming out, and additionally, I do have a couple other things that I have included in here that you guys are definitely going to want to check out. So let's jump right into this. So, welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. So, still no official news on the Remote Raid Pass nerf. As of right now, there has been absolutely no acknowledgement, no response to it, and nothing of the like. So, from what I see and what I'm seeing right now, is this is how they intend the game to be going forward. Because if they were willing to maybe adjust the pass prices, adjust different things, and to accommodate some of the players out there that may be disabled, not able to get out and play the game, which I think have a fair shot of playing Pokemon Go as well, because everybody is a person, and we are in an inclusive type of company and an inclusive type of world, so I don't understand why we would limit somebody there. Also, like we talked about in yesterday's video where we talked about how there's just things that aren't adding up. Now, they're saying that this is the future of Pokemon Go. They're really making a push towards what I have seen, and I'm going to do a video about this interview as well, that the average Pokemon Go player is a Singaporean grandma that is going to go out and casually walk for an hour, and while that may be true, that doesn't help other players in the game. Like I talked about, if you do have a competitive player, you can help the Singaporean grandma get more out of her walk by gearing the game around a competitive player who has put massive amount of hours in than somebody that just casually picks up the game and then trying to fit a competitive player into that model. It's not going to work. It's going to cause frustration, confusion, and the like. And so we do have an App Store update right here that does say the amount of revenue earned per app by Niantic Labs. So they have 15 total apps that are out there right now. Pokemon Go downloads in the last month were 1 million, with a grand total of 23 million in revenue for the iOS and then 21 million for Android as an app developer. So it looks like for a grand total of 44 million, and I would assume that 43.8 million is coming through Pokemon Go, which is a lot of money, right? For all these other apps. We have Pikmin Bloom, 40,000 downloads, 500,000. We have Ingress, that's 50,000. We have NBA All World, which is 30,000, which is their brand new app. But the thing that I really want to stress here is when I do see new apps that come out from Niantic Labs, Pokemon and Pokemon Go have a partnership. Pokemon pushes that brand. I have never seen NBA push that brand. I've been in cabs that I've talked to many NBA fans. I've talked to many people around the world that love the NBA. They have not heard of this. So I'm not really sure why Niantic would choose a partnership with a company that is not going to use and leverage their assets to promote this game, which is not what's happening with NBA All World. So that game, unfortunately, is getting absolutely no publicity while Niantic is dumping money, it seems, into that, and I'm not sure what the relationship is there, but there's not seeming to be reciprocality coming from there. Next, we have this brand new game that's called Monster Hunter, which is going to be Marvel and Capcom. And the other thing that now I'm cautious about here is that seeing that they're dumping a lot of resources into this game, you don't see the resources, which we're going to talk about here in a second, contribute towards Pokemon Go. Now you have a lot of what seems like an internal team that is going to be investing into this, and I'm not really sure if Marvel and Capcom are going to invest the same amount back as Pokemon does to Pokemon Go. Pokemon is constantly improving their relationship, talking about the game, promoting the game, and it is this self-sustaining entity now that Pokemon Go app is its own thing that has its own being and entity, but that's because Pokemon did contribute towards promoting this game, and while it doesn't seem like a lot of these companies are very interested in this technology. So if we do check out this game right here, we do have a couple screenshots. I mean, we're looking at the Pokemon Go overlay, right? So we are going after monsters, we're going to go after hunting monsters, and so forth. So I'm not really sure how many people are very interested in this game right here, but it does very, very much resemble this game. And if something like Harry Potter, which is a much more applicable, high dedicated fan base, is not really able to sustain some type of AR technology, it comes back to my point that I don't know if AR technology is really technology that is here as the new wave of the future, or that AR technology is Pokemon Go. Pokemon was made to be AR. Like, it makes so much sense. It works so well. And then you have all these games that you're trying to fit into this mold when it's like, dude, actually, Pokemon Go is the only AR thing that actually makes sense and makes people get out and explore and go after things. It's one in one. It goes together. So what I'm going to stress here is that now that we have these other things, we have Peridot coming out, which is Niantic's own game, which does look pretty cool. But what does seem to happen here is that, as we did see in this Forbes article over here, is that Niantic has made layoffs. So we have a less of a team going after more titles and spreading themselves thin over things that deserve more attention, like Pokemon Go. As we have seen, Zionic did tweet about this, and Zionic is a PvP GBL expert. More lag, no fixes, constant neglecting in this area of the game. So Zionic is not in support of what's going on here, which I see. From a PvE player heavily, going after raid battles, catching and the like, there has really not been any updates in this game for improving the gameplay, helping it run more smoothly, and really going after something that's going to make us be like, oh wow, like Pokemon Go is really starting to improve. And while last year I was really excited about Pokemon Go because of my relationship with Niantic, I really felt like the player base was taken into account. The end of last year and this year is a totally different story. While I do think that Pokemon Go is probably going to be making some type of updates, the speed at which they make these updates seems to be heavily reliable on the lack of time, effort, and team power that is being put into Pokemon Go and in actuality taken out of Pokemon Go and put into other areas of gameplay, of development, of different things. You know, we have the ambassador program in Pokemon Go, which I think is a fantastic idea, but at the same time, it's like, dude, we actually need the game to improve. We need to have improvements within the game. We need to see things like this. And Forbes also did another article. Pokemon Go players ready mass boycott over remote raid pass price hike. So yes, that is the truth. There's been a lot of people that are not happy about this price hike, including myself, and I don't believe that this is the way to go. Like I said, I love online communities. They flourish. They make the game magic. It makes online, being in a present online community, it's something magic that has been blessed only once, and there's like these things in Pokemon Go that have happened that no other franchises are being blessed like Pokemon Go has been blessed, and yet they still continue to be rooted in their old ways, their old ID sets, their old ideologies, and everything like that. And in my videos, I'm constantly stressing that there's other ways to be able to incentivize people to get out and explore, as opposed to just going after the kill shot right off the bat. And according to this Forbes article, Niantic appears to want two things here. First, they want players to keep going outside of physical locations to play the game, but they also want more money. It's not like they're eliminating remote raid passes. They're doubling the cost of one sought out, and they're in effort to rebalance and ensure it's enjoyed by trainers for years to come. So if you wanted to do this limitation, why would you not introduce some type of new feature that shows us the trajectory of your future? You're not showing us the trajectory. You're just creating limitation and not allowing us to see what your vision is, which is what always leaves people skeptical, because now you have us guessing and drawing conclusions, which is totally fair, that there's no any type of vision for what's going on right now. It's put into play limitation, hike the price of these remote raid passes, and give nothing. So you've given us three things to draw conclusions of. What else would you expect from an intelligent company coming back? And they go on to say the problem, unlike most other games, issues is microtransactions, because it's not purely about financial costs. Given the unique nature of Pokemon Go mostly taking place outside, that has always been excluded a lot of players, including those with disabilities that we talked about. They may prevent them from leaving their homes often, or if ever, and those living in remote areas, often talked about. Traveling to populated areas that may have raids is implausible or actively unsafe for certain people as well. These debates have been going on for years. This is why the addition of remote raid passes in the place was so welcome, but now players are upset that these new changes, that a mass boycott has been planned. So obviously that has taken place. There are other issues with raids compounding this. Legendaries often need full teams of 5 to 6 players to beat, and now that remote raids are the only way to be able to make this possible with the group size, there is no in-game LFG for remote raiders and players that have been stuck using Pokegenie and third-party apps, and Niantic never really wanted to support it. I'm not precisely sure what Niantic is thinking here. On the other hand, I've seen them attempt to very much stick to what they go outside and meet people philosophy of the game ever since its inception, where it took over the world for a few weeks by storm. But then again, I also know that Niantic has struggled pretty hard with almost all of its other non-Pokemon Go related projects, so this price increase on a popular item may just be its business decision to squeeze more money from players. And while yes, that could be the truth, limiting the amount that you can play is also a challenge out there. So what it seems like to me is they want to keep the revenue consistent. They don't want people remote raiding as much for whatever reason right now, and they're not giving us an answer, and they're stretching their teams extremely thin, overworking them, cutting the employees within the company, including some people that I had personal relationships that were really gung-ho, striving to make improvements in Pokemon Go, in the community, in things. Those people were let go. So from everything that I've seen, from the news articles, which I don't really pay too much attention to, but this Forbes article is is making a pretty good point that their other titles have not been successful. They have to close Harry Potter, which is extremely surprising based on how big of a fan base Harry Potter is. We have the NBA All World, where the NBA is not promoting this game. We now have a brand new Marvel and Capcom, which I'm skeptical about, and we have Peridot coming out. So those are 3 titles right there that no promotion, not sure about what's going to happen there, not sure how many people are excited about playing Monster Hunter. And then we have Peridot, which has no actual basis to this game. It's a brand new title, and while I do think that many of these games could be successful, it seems like there's a lot of development going on, a lot of money going into these companies, and there's a lack of money coming back into Pokemon Go. So what I would say here is, from what it seems at face value, is that there's no improvements coming into Pokemon Go. They're not listening to the community. You have top experts in your creator program in GBL and PvE play, which are not taken into account in helping to improve the game. So I'm not really sure where they're getting this trajectory or what could make sense. I'm also not sure where they're getting their feedback as to what is the best improvements for Pokemon Go. And then I'm seeing where they're putting their money, time, and effort and team resources, as there are still errors in the game. Even this last week, I saw a 2024 Pokestop that was put up for a PvP tournament in the game. So there are tons of errors in Pokemon Go, constant errors in GBL. There's no improvements happening, and the team is obviously spread thin and not supported. And I just want to take a note for you guys out there that may be going after low-level people in Niantic, and I'm not trying to discredit this, but I'm saying that these people are working hard to do what their job entails, including potentially being pulled from projects in Pokemon Go and put on other projects that is diminishing their time and exhausting these people. So really, from a top-down approach and from a company approach, it seems like there's a lot of errors here and a lot of things that are being left out and not accounted for, and it is leaving Pokemon Go players frustrated, including myself, who has put so much effort into this game, playing this game, providing feedback, trying to give feedback, helping them out, giving them hand silver platter delivery options of how to make this game better, encouraging them to stop making new updates and start improving the ability to play this game. And same with PvP. We don't need new things in PvP right now. We don't need new things in PvE right now. We need improvements, we need efficiency, and we need the game to get better and to be able to be more playable for more people and to encourage this global community and stop stifling it. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as always. I thought it would be effective to bring this to you guys. Appreciate you guys as always. Likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody take brings their support, subscription, if it's a position to next level. We'll see you guys out in this video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and rating all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.